What's the best way to start a cult? To start preying on lonely, depressed people who need a beacon of hope. It's even better if they're girls because they can recruit even more people for you. Get a bunch of tigers. Step 1. Make friends. Step 2. Convince friends to listen to Lemon Demon. Step 3. Convince friends to watch New Kids on the Rock. Step 4. Convince friends to watch every video on Neil Chichariga's YouTube channel. Step 5. Repeat. Step 6. Done. Gather a lot of people. Say that you're a god. They don't believe you. You do the I got your nose trick to everyone. You are a god. Have children and raise them to believe it's true. That's how all religions stay afloat. Big oof, religions are all created by atheists. Or by people with psychiatric conditions. Become a Twitch streamer or YouTuber, they're the new cults. With an scripted post asking for the best way to start a cult. Giving powerful drugs to wayward youths is a pretty surefire method. Find vulnerable people and provide attention and validation in a structured manner, with a structured reward system based on a structured hierarchy. All of these structures should at least initially, and perhaps permanently, be invisible. Grab a couple friends and tell them you're in charge and they have to do everything you say. 1. Identify people who have nothing and are looking for a savior. 2. Be that savior. 3. Repeat. 4. Probably get killed by the ATF/FBI/CIA. Or become president. Be correct about the thing you believe in. A good one would be the world is a simulation cult. Start with weekly meetings for people who are interested in exploring this idea. You won't be able to control them fully, but soon you will have a core set of believers who look up to you as their messiah. Have money and the ability to create fear through some sort of threat. That threat does not need to be a realistic one. Have the ability to find large groups of stupid, angry, or lonely people and sell them on this threat. Then be able to sell them about how you can keep people safe from said threat if you have already sold them on the threat. This part should be easy if you have money gripped off of said cult to keep money flow going. Be able to threaten your followers if they try to leave said cult. Threats can be psychological or physical. It can be made to them or their family. Start off slow, make it believable. Make yourself seem like you are equal to the rest. Study the people you want in your cult, learn what they love and don't like, whole gaining their trust. Use their weaknesses to your advantage. Then after you get their trust, then start the brainwashing. Once again, start slowly. If you go too fast you'll seem suspicious. Then you pretty much have a cult. I feel like limiting food is a good way to control people, to be honest. Oh boy. I've started several cults. Just sit at a large table with your friends and make loud noises while chanting. Scream at passerbys if they'd like to join. Go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, you'll have a full-blown cult full of people you don't even, and someone who threatens someone else with a knife. Change the name of your cult to something that doesn't sound like a cult anymore. Congrats. The obvious way to start a cult would be to walk up to anyone and say, "Simon says join my cult." Never fails. If they don't join, then they lose the game. You need 3 things. 1. Women. Wonderful vices. Disguise it as self-help first, then slowly introduce your extreme ideas. Cling onto social outcasts, the depressed, the socially incepted, the uneducated, and mirror them, listen to them, isolate them from any other voice but yours and the echo of your supporters. Make them feel like they're the only one that matters, despite there being so many others. But most importantly, you have to have a voice and be willing to use it, like any good salesman, to sell yourself, not only as the second coming of the Lord but as the second coming of Satan as well. Hallucinate that the idols in the shop you work in are talking to you, telling you to smash them all. Run from the shop owner, and start a small riot that gets you excommunicated. 1. Be named Kevin. 2. Start up a video store. 3. Get hit by a car. 4. Be bankrupt and start a YouTube channel. 5. Play The Sims. 6. Make a sim named Jim Pickens. 7. 8. Profit. Eat some magic mushrooms and write down your thoughts. Mormon. I don't know the best way to start a cult, but I can offer some advice. You make more money as a leader, but have more fun as a follower. Last one to join my cult is a rotten egg. Ha, you're a rotten egg. Give a bunch of drug addicts some drugs and make them do your bidding if they want any more. If people are desperate enough, I'm sure they'd be very loyal to their cause as long as they can benefit from it. 1. Be a charismatic white Jesus type. 2. Give a bunch of lonely young women drugs. 3. Promise your members a utopian future, or political uprising. 4. Have the young women recruit more members. 5. Continue the charade until most of the members trust you completely. 6. Ramp up your promises, this will make you live forever, the mothership is coming soon. 7. 8. Get arrested/killed. Sources: Bad Times at the El Royale, Jared Leto's whole shtick, Jonestown, Heaven's Gate. Easy. Sex, drugs, and money. Wrap it up in a turban, say stuff hippies like to hear, and boom, you're the new Bhagwan. Promise salvation from the bad things in life. Be as ambiguous as possible to let everyone project their insecurities and hardships in and allow them to think those things can be remedied. Be able to spin anything into an example of a reason to join. I'm a cult leader and it's as easy as just gathering others with the same mindset/interests as you. Find poor dumb people. But Scientology is full of dumb rich people. Find an ideology, be charismatic and attract people who don't have much and nothing to lose. Dank memes. You know it's true. Have big tits. TBH, I have no idea, but I mean. Sex, duh. Hot sweaty group sex. Take a page out of QAnon's book and prey on people who have a crack in their armor. Then exploit the hell out of it by telling them that everything they've ever known and will ever know outside of what you say is a complete lie, and that anyone who tries to convince you otherwise is brainwashed and isn't worth your time, even if they're a close family member. Then convince them of some doomsday prophecy that you pulled out of your ass to keep any questions to a minimum. The biggest thing is control. Things such as the Byte model describe levels of cults, and the main factor is how much control they have over you. Emotion, social, economical, EXT. If you can convince even 4 or 5 people that you have this authority over them and proceed to make them completely dependent or force them to never question what you say or do, you have a successful cult. Often drugs will help a lot, since you can manipulate people with astounding ease while also making them believe the whole world around them are lying and that you are the only source of truth. You can see this in the Flat Earth movement, the Mormon Church, and KKK members. They all think the only source of truth are the people who control them, and nothing but lies come from outside. Recruit young vulnerable women, which you can use to recruit men to be your soldiers. Follow the Manson blueprint. Free LSD. Do it CIA style. Oh, just make up an idea that sounds decently religion. Why? Write some lame depressing book that makes not an ounce of sense upon close inspection, or put forth more effort by scratching a bunch of literal nonsense on a huge ass boulder, then claim that God gave you the ability to read it, and that this nonsense were his/her/whatever frickin' pronouns you want God to have instructions and what to preach. Then you go about preaching your new religion at places where vulnerable people hang out, homeless shelters and the like, and there are bound to be some who will lap it right up. The more people you get, the more credible you become to the public. Claiming to be a prophet who can speak to God and communicate their words to other people is far easier to believe for people than claiming you are God.